You see, now this is why I wait until the second episode of something before I review a show. Especially if that first episode, just don't snatch me like I needed to. Because that first episode was giving me real get rich or die trying Curtis the early years. You know what I'm saying? But after the second episode, I could fuck with this show. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss Power Book 3 Raising Kanan. Now, before I get into the show and discuss why, even though I long fell off the power wagon after Ghost died and didn't continue to watch any of the shows I can get behind this one, I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss all things crazy ass Kanan. Hopefully subscribe to see more of me. Let's get into these first two episodes. Now we begin with episode 1 and we get into back in the day. Now everybody say, I remember way back when. Now everybody say, I remember way back when. What back in the day? What back in the day? And we get into 1985 with little young Kanan. Kids taking his money and whooping his ass, and his mama being one of those, oh, okay, either you gonna fight them or you gonna come in here and fight me. Hit that Debo, make a choice. Like, oh, okay, go on, give me that sock. But you start off with Kanan just being, a regular kid. But you also see that even though it's 1985, that Kanan's mom is already deep in the game already. Y'all cooking up shit in the kitchen. Already. And then you see little Kanan whoop haul ass, beating little dudes with batteries in a sock. Woo! The good old days. But right after that, we jump into 1991 and we get, microphone check 1, 2. What is this? The 5-foot assassin with the roughneck business. We get a little tribe. I'm all for a little tribe. Come on, episode with the music. I hear you. But we really get into our main characters here, and boy, are they befitting. We have a young, actor being introduced here. I believe his name is Makai Curtis. Oh my God, if he is not 50 Cent Jr., his stockiness, his little vernacular, the voice, he is really giving Curtis. I was like, is this his son? I had to keep going back and checking. And then we get into an actress that I'm not familiar with, Miss Patina, I hope I'm saying it right, Patina Miller, aka Rock here on the show. Boy, is she fucking carrying this show. She is phenomenal here, and we're going to get more into her later. But we get into Kanan being in the principal office and being really smart. I love that whole scene with, him having the opportunity to go to a nice school and, take this test. And then we come right out of the office and we have the mom, wanting him to do better. Be better, get away from this, go to this school, be something great. And you also have her being into astrology and discussing stars. And I love that you have that dynamic of, we know who Kanan is. This is, the backstory of Kanan. We know crazy, psychotic, I shoot people for fun Kanan from the Power series and the whole Ghost situation. But it's great to see him here and learn that, he was pretty much brilliant, as well as his mom. Now, it's something to be said that, for someone to be in the game and be in this lifestyle and, be a kingpin, queenpin, the whole drugs thing, like, oh, this person must be simple-minded. No, you have to be very calculated and very smart to even manage some shit like this. And we see right off the bat, Kanan was smart. I bet he was. So after we have moments like, you don't have it to step into these fucking shoes, now do you? We tried that, remember? It's like, oh, all right, Rock. We know who in control, baby. But you see, a sense of rift there with some man, making an attack on the man who on her corner and shooting them. It's like, they're just trying to send a message. She's making excuses. And it's like almost showing an element of weakness as far as, her stance. And it's like, no, we need to attack. We need to counterattack. We need to do this. And you see that everybody is kind of low-key trying to undermine her just because she's a woman and trying to control. And she has to remind them, no, I'm in control of this shit. I got this. I'm running the show. Now, even though we get so much time with, Rock and developing her character here, and, we get into things like the little white girl, the little club owner, her and her little damn dog. I'm not the one. Don't try me, bitch. Oh, girl, shut up. And you mean, the fine-ass bartender giving me early, egging me Chico DeBarge behind the bar. I see you. I see you. But we also get so much time and really, really good development for Kanan's character. Like, I don't know what they told him or how he really studied. Like, this dude is just phenomenal. Also, just him really capturing what a young Kanan would be like and what his mind frame would be as far as, how he feels about going to school, his friends, his crush, his mom, him, I could lose you. I need to help you. There's such a sense of him wanting to help and protect his mom, as would be for a son in a single parent household. But his mom just not recognize right away what she's done to him. Like, you created this monster. Do something with it, girl. Do something. Get into it was giving me a little electric relaxation in the relax yourself, girl, be so clear. Honey, check it out. She got me mesmerized. See, I seen y'all sitting in the diner. All right, New York. But you see how they could go from just having a normal dinner into just getting into your fucking lives are in jeopardy. And it was like it was nothing. Not only do we have that little dynamic going on, but you have his little left-hand man, little Puerto Rican friend who's there, little rapper, poet, whatever he is, his introduction. There were so many here. We have that, and we have, the element of his sister there, and he low-key knows, the type of family this is. Like, I don't want my sister involved in none of this. Like, I want my sister to live. But you also have I love when the shooting happens, and the sister's like, oh my God, I ain't never had nobody do nothing like that for me. Like, oh my God, we almost died and you was protecting me. It just makes me melt for my life to be in jeopardy. Oh my goodness. So you gonna call me or not? Like, girl, what? What? Sit down. But you have it be so normal for someone to pull up and just, blast. It's like, oh, everybody good, everybody cool. Yeah, I'm good. But you want him to just go to school. His mom just clearly doesn't recognize what she's created and what she's put in the forefront of her son's brain. It's like, no, you want all of this for me, but no, I see drugs, I see street corners, I see you needing protection, I see people trying to try you. You also have everyone else, as well as her son, just feeling like you're moving too lightly and treading too lightly with these people trying to take your corners. And boy, when we figure out who the person is trying to take the corners, fucking unique. Joey Badass here. I absolutely love him in the Wu-Tang The Saga show and other things that I have seen him in. This man is moving well, and he's here giving all of us, that Jamaica, Queens, New York, 90s. Oh, I love when he pops up on screen and we are introduced to him, and it's just like, oh no, sis, this is not the one. Even with their, really brief conversation, you get a sense of, she's kind of thinking from the old game and a mind frame of, 70s, 80s and stuff that she's learned, from men who she's been in a relationship with who really put her in the drug game. There being a level of decorum and respect and, you shot, one of my men on my corners and my son. And like, no, sis, this is the 90s. You get, just from meeting him, that little 5 minutes, of you like, oh, this is a gutter. This is a goon. He is slime. He is slime. He is grimy. He is willing to take you out and take those corners at every time. And you realize, even with this being the first episode, this is a get him or get got type situation. There is no compromise. And we see later on in the episode, there was never going to be any fucking compromise anyway. Oh, girl. Listen to your son, girl. So after we leave Joey Badass being a hungry dude, like, I'm down for whatever, we get more into Kanan really watching his mom. Like, she doesn't realize that, he's 15, but he's not silly either. He's not as gullible and kid-like as she liked to believe. He watches and listens to everything and knows her every move and is just waiting for the opportunity to prove himself and be a part of her crew. to the point that he absolutely completely throws the test because he knows in his mind what he's meant to do and what role he's meant to play in his mom's life. And then we get into our cousin character, our female character, and she of course is gay here. Now, this is like in every show now, you know, and I don't have a problem with it. I really like the way that it was portrayed here. They didn't have to, you know, really butch her up or make her a certain way or dress her a certain way for the audience to feel like, oh, she likes girls, she's gay. And it's not just about, you know, just throwing it in our face like it's a gay character. I feel like, you know, she's getting a lot of character development. They didn't just make her, you know, one of the boys and, oh, she just happens to like girls. No, she's well versed. She's, you know, a singer. She, you know, has a little discontent with her father and, you know, the lifestyle that he's in. And, you know, she's a little older. She's a little more experienced. Like, I love that they're really fleshing her out here. We're not just going to be focusing on the trauma of being, you know, outed and, you know, secretly gay and her sneaking. It feels like it's going to be more so on a path of self-discovery with a little, you know, school white girl. Okay. And I even love that moment where she goes to visit her and we're getting more backstory, you know, on his friends in the group and like, yo, this is D, down for whatever. This my dog. It was, and then we got that bag too, got that soul. So I was like, all right, y'all trying to get me belly up in here. Come to that back to life after we get into, you know, that's my dog. Like, oh, I stand. So once we have Rock, you know, put the plan in motion, put old girl's dog, and I'm like, y'all gonna show the whole dog. Oh, she was just trying to, you know, get a little, you gonna cook the dog, Rock? Love it. Ruthless. They do a very good job of setting up her character. I'm enjoying her thus far. But we also get into, you know, her voluntarily giving up those corners. But we see Kanan, you know, think otherwise and think, you know, they're trying to take over her, you know, the friends, you know, somebody's on your mom's corner. He immediately jumps into action, not only gets his hands on some guns, but goes and just shoot the kid. Not even some random kid. You're going to shoot the boyfriend of your crush? Was this on purpose? Maybe. But no, you see that it really shakes him up when, you know, they actually pull the trigger and it's like, whoa, like, I actually shot someone. And you see, you know, he sees the kid takes his last breath and he's just, you know, kind of in shot and just right there. And then we see, you know, the consequences he has to deal with, you know, when he goes home and the mom, you know, oh, you know what? I'm going to send you to live with your grandma now. Girl, it's too late for that. Ain't no living with grandma. He just shot somebody. But once we have, you know, Kanan involved in a whole drive-by shooting and someone tries to take him the fuck out, Rock fully realizes how serious this situation is and kind of, you know, like there's no going back at this point. And then we have fucking Omar Epps roll up out of nowhere looking like he just left off the set of the 90s movie In Too Deep, like, yeah, what's up? I keep shit on lock. But I love, you know, even though we have a lot going on, that we're, you know, just kind of like, we want to, you know, what role this character is going to play. You have 50 Cent narrating in the background to let you know, like, yeah, everything ain't always what it seems. Southside Jamaica, Queens. I'm like, okay. Can't wait to see, you know, Omar Epps' involvement because he was literally there for like 5 minutes. You ain't got nothing to say? You ain't got nothing to say? Oh, that's all you got? Oh, okay. Bye, Omar. We even have a brief moment with Rock, you know, trying to go out on a date. You see so much that even with the lifestyle that she's in, she's longing for something more, something that's separate from that. That's why she wants her son to go on and be better and do different things and have no parts of her, you know, lifestyle. And then, you know, she involves herself with someone like this bartender who's, you know, in school, all about, you know, old buildings and high rises and all this history, and has so much more to offer than, you know, the normal guy that you would assume she would go for. Like, she wants something outside of the norm, but it's so hard for her to have that. Like, girl, you didn't even put the fork in your mouth good enough. Yeah, Kanan. Oh, but we end this episode off with, you know, oh yeah, we going to grandma's house. Nah, son, it's too late for that. Here, get this gun. I'm finna show you how to shoot. After, you know, some persuasion from her brothers, I said, you know, he needs you right now. He don't need his nice little mommy trying to, you know, put the stars out in the moon and go to school. Like, no, he need gutter ass Rock. We need you to take care of your son for this whole shit blows up in our face. And she said, yeah, you see that? Mars, Pluto, Neptune, stars, Orion's belt. Yeah, that's us. We hunted, son. It's either get eaten, killed to be killed, shoot or get shot. A word? Bop, bop, bop. And, you know, that's how we end off this episode. Now, immediately getting into episode 2, reaping and sowing, we get into Kanan being the damn maniac we always knew he was, even at 15. Even though he had shot someone in the previous episode and been shot at, he's all calm, cool, and collected, eating his breakfast, spilling juice on the side of his face, ready to go to school. Okay, you just gonna go to school? Now you see that even though he's, cool, calm, and collected, like, yeah, it's whatever, watch your back, cool. Can I go to class now? Like, no, son, I'm a nervous wreck. I need you to protect yourself. I need you to have eyes in the back of your fucking head. Like, this isn't a game anymore. And then we get into him going to school and dealing with the aftermath of the boyfriend being killed, of his crush. And she beatboxing in the hallway, straight step into my square, cat fighting in the hallway. Like, they was really going at, like, she knocked the shit out of old girl. I was like, damn, this is a high school fight? This is brutal. But we also get into, things not being all that they appear to be with the crush. I promise you, episode 3, I'm gonna learn people's names. But she has a lot going on. It's kind of broken down to us that her mom has a problem. It looks to be a drug problem, and she has a lot on her shoulders. Boyfriend just died. I'm trying to take care of my sister. The mom comes in. I got all these kids, and then goes, girl, we just called you in here for a whole phone call just because your daughter was fighting. We ain't asked for all that. Step into the office, ma'am. We still get into Rock having that mentality of, having respect for one another in corners, and I gave you this in 115. And yeah, we get into the character we already knew Unique was. Yeah, all those corners, all them corners, my corners. All of them, son. All of them. Yeah. We want answers. They want answers. Streets want answers. I ain't got no control. We want a body. Everybody get a body. Catch your body. Wu-Tang Clan. All those corners. It's like, oh, girl, really? Are you surprised? He always wanted the corners. There was never any compromise. He came to shut shit down, whether y'all shot that kid or not. He is coming for your gig, girl. Booka, booka, booka. Come on now. Now we also get into the aftermath with the crew, the brothers, with Rock giving up those corners. And it's just like, I would do it again. And them just kind of trying to figure out how they're going to deal with, the talk of the streets. Who shot who, Kanan, this and that. And I love their dynamic because they set these characters up so well. We have, the younger brother, Lulu, aka Lil Baby from Snowfall. I did not recognize in the first. I was like, oh, it's Kevin from Snowfall. Oh, he finna be with the shit. Kevin is always with the shit. But you have him here. And, they work so well together. But you have, the older brother, the Marvin character, who wants so much, have some dominance, have some presence. And they continue to kind of undermine him. And he's seen as, the fuck up. It's even said, in that first episode, like, he never misses the opportunity to miss an opportunity. And he's very much that brother. But I see him, one of those, I have ideas too, brother. I'm gonna get into him later on in the show, especially his dynamic with him and the little white girl. Like, yeah, I see that going somewhere it don't need to go. But yeah, you see a lot of shunning of him, like, oh, just get over there. Like, Lord, if you weren't our brother, we wouldn't even like let you in our space. Stay over there, throw your little party. We talking business over here. Dumbass. Yeah, that's not gonna end well. Now, once we leave that and we get into Rock and Unique having this little meeting in the cemetery, this is where the episode kind of sets itself up to give itself away as far as what's going to happen. Because we know, for sure that we need Kanan. This is a Kanan show. So when you have a character like Unique being really unsettled and saying, even though you gave up these corners, this, that, and the third, and you want to pay for these things and funeral arrangements, that doesn't dead the whole situation. The streets are talking. My crew is talking. They're, the gears are going. They want a body. And when he said they wanted a body, I was like, oh, not the friend. Y'all gonna take the friend? I was like, damn, they gonna take the friend. And we're gonna get into them taking the friend. But I really hate that I could see those things coming a mile away. Like, I was like, damn, like, y'all not gonna take Kanan. The only other person that you can do is take, the friend, the the homeboy who came up with the guns. And I knew that was going to happen because we have that moment, where they shoot the kid and it's almost like, did you shoot him or did I shoot him or, but we both know that Kanan actually shot him. So when you have him in this episode, at the school saying, I did that, I'm going to take, like, I caught a body and wanted to, take claim for that. Like, yeah, go ahead and do that. Even though this is Kate's that's my dog. Oh, yeah, he's a goner. After we leave really quick moments in the club of, the older brother Marvin, look at me learning names, trying to, set up his party. And not only that, we see him have a little back and forth with the guy at the bar as far as his sister is concerned, a bunch of nothing. But we get into, the meat and potatoes of him really pretty much flirting with the club owner and setting up the dynamics for, their relationship that I'm sure we're going to get later in the show. But aside from that, we have, Omar Epps here, and I'm having a really hard time getting into his character and really pulling him fully into the show. It's just like this could have been anybody. I'm not getting any dominance from him, and that's hard not to get from such a well-known actor and, all the experience that you get with an actor like an Omar Epps. Like, come on now. Now, even though we do have a moment, with Omar Epps kind of stepping out and having a word with him, and we kind of, get the sense that, he is a dirty cop. There's one king and she don't know the rules, and Raquel, and she's a female, she needs to go. It's about the kings rolling on the throne and shit. Yeah, and this, I'm gonna make sure you're sitting on the throne, whatever that means. So I'm expecting more from him later in the show. After we leave, Kanan covering for Juke and, her secret as to why she's always away. We know where she is. We get into Kanan, feeling like he has a job. I'm a part of the crew. I'm about to go, get into some shit. I love that even though it's about him and that job, we take those moments to, create doubt and really set up that even though, Juke and Kanan are close, it's always, a sense of, she knows more than he does and she's seen a lot more. Enough to know, like, she doesn't even want to get in the car with her own dad. Like, no, I'm good. I'll walk. There's so much friction there. And we get into even more friction with that later. And kind of, the role that probably plays in her life. And her even feeling like she could ever come out. We also get into Rock and, her brother buttering up the friends. We have Famous there. Hey, tell your sister I said what's up. Like, yeah, she don't even really be there like that. Like, yeah, nigga, you live with her, don't you? Tell her I said what's up. Like, yeah, no, tell her your damn self. You need to get my sister, nigga. But you also have the friend, the shooter. It's like, oh, just give you a little money, holding it down. And I was like, give it back, son. Give it back. Now, after that, we get into, the whole stash house being moved and things being set up. And the family giving Kanan a false sense of security that, he's about to be in charge. You're learning the game. When actually they've left him with a handler to watch him after the dumb decision that he made in episode 1 that made this whole trickling down effect. Like, just get your ass in there and stay in there and don't come out. But we also get into moments with Juke. I love, the way that the episodes fit so much into just these hour-long episodes. Juke has a mouthpiece on, and I said mouth, on her working her magic to sell that goddamn polo. And this, I'm like, oh, this is the low-key the strongest member in his crew. I can see them getting together and really, linking up on some shit and being a real strong force because she has that mouthpiece. Like, I was like, girl, you better sell that fucking polo jacket. Now, after that, we get into Kanan's mom, really reassuring him, like, no, we're not, trying to handle you, link up with a friend, watch a movie, just chill. Like, we're, just trying to keep an eye on you. Everybody needs to start somewhere. She's also good with her mouthpiece, telling people what they need to hear to get them to do what she needs to do. Like, watch her ass. But I love that even though they're all family and they're sitting at that table and putting the plan in motion, and they're telling them, the older brother, like, you got your party, go do your thing. But even in front of the brother, in front of her family, she decides to speak in code to the other brother as far as, what moves he needs to make and what he needs to do. And she tells him, to get his Reggie Jackson on. There's a lot of them speaking in code here, but the fact that their family and the both of them are still speaking in code in front of him, it says so much about the dynamics of their relationship and who exactly the older brother is to them and what role he's going to play. Like, when he flips the switch and he on there, because it's going to happen, it's bound to happen. He's like almost like, the redheaded stepchild type situation going on here. Those situations never work out. He's going to get up here, and when he gets up here and makes those dumb decisions that he's known for, but it affects everybody as a whole, that's gonna be a good ass. Once we leave scenes, with Jukebox and the little white girl, her wanting her to come to the little centennial little dance with her, like, girl, you know how this going. You just gonna walk in? Oh, okay. We get into, Kanan really confirming like, yo, mom is really trying to test me. You got me in here with a handler. And it's more of, hey, just hang with your friends, watch a movie, just chill out. I'm trying to protect you. All of her disguising, reassurance under the umbrella of, I'm your mother. I know what's best for you. You can trust me. No, you can't, honey. And then we end the episode with what we knew was going to happen. You have Lulu rolling up on D, going, hey, going to watch New Jack City with my homie. No, get in the car. I was like hoping when I seen that bus roll up, I was like, yes, he knows what's going on. He finna run and jump his ass on that bus like, dude, you're not about to murk me. But no, we have Juke get off and see him get in the car, and Juke is looking like, again, y'all doing this again? Like, y'all killing a friend again? I'm like, damn, do they do this often? Because she just looked like this was an all too familiar sight. Like, I know what's going on in this car. We ain't never gonna see him again. And you see her kind of go through the emotions as she sings, some good old Whitney Houston, You Give Good Love. Girl, she got some pipes, girl. You better sing that song. And in turn, with all this good love, we also have, Rock and, Chico DeVarge. Somebody who gonna die later. You can't be cute and little, talk about high rises and trying to get your education on and try to be in a relationship with somebody like Rock. They gonna hit you to get to her. Like, you ain't gonna make it, cutie pie. Glad you got a little pat in it. I love they're just trying to show her as being so dominant. He's like, no, I think we should take it slow. Yeah, fuck all that. Get naked, B. Like, oh, okay. But you have those things happening. You have, that sex scene coinciding with, the young lady singing, You Give Good Love. And then we have the whole club. We have Marvin and his whole party going on. But this, this whole segment is not even about the party. It's about him connecting with that white club owner. You have that moment, where he's always, saying she's beautiful and, you don't need to get that. Let me get that. You beautiful woman need to get that. I like your whole outfit there. Yeah, that shit is fat, darling. Like, oh yeah, you look good, pumpkin. Oh, okay, yeah, Marvin, we get it. You want her. Let's wrap it on up. Go on, get to the cakes so we can move past this and get, show's becoming predictable, y'all. I'm still fucking with it though. But you have, him shield her and, Marvin, the whole situation, and them probably, going to link up. But that's not the most important thing here. You have Lulu clearly setting this young kid up. Like, oh yeah, go in the club, party, have a little drink, country green, get in between, got a whole bitch over here, whole little, like, oh man. They even drive it home, with him in the bathroom, getting it in. It's like, he couldn't really hang. Like, it seemed like maybe, like, was it his first time? We don't know. Like, we just want to give him, the best. You about to have the best night of your life because this is the last night of your life. Like, damn. And the whole while you have Kanan, waiting, searching for his friend, all, and you even see the schoolgirl, the crush roll up. And, she has the baby and she's talking more about her mom. So I think that's going to come into play later as far as, being something essential to the episodes. But you still, have Kanan kind of building, I'm sure their soon to be relationship on a lie because you killed the boyfriend, bro. How you going to go from that? But you see that, he has a really big soft spot for her. And I know that that's going to hold some weight somewhere soon. But we come back to the club. D, trying his best to get it in, having his little moment, club life happening, coinciding, with Marvin, getting people to the club, having a whole fight, protecting little baby, getting locked up. And then you end with, them standing there and him still like, dude, you still think, oh, Kanan miss. I'm like, man, get out of there. I thought you had street smarts. Didn't your brother just get out of jail? No. And he turns and you see, even though, the family is clearly ruthless, you see, his eyes water a little bit like, oh, I really don't want to do this. Pow! Yeah. Oh, really? You sure you didn't want to do it? And he calls, and, home run. I love their little code. And I guess we're supposed to be in shock that Rock is on the other end of the phone. Who was shocked by that? Who else was going to be on the other end of the phone? Who was he? Was going to kill him for Unique? No. He felt like he was doing what needed to be done. They needed a body. It wasn't going to be my son. It's not going to be, yeah, little flip phone. Yeah, my son's going to sleep. You think he's asleep. Now, that's the way we end that episode. I can't wait to get into next episode just to see how Kanan's brain is functioning. Because with the ending of the episode, you kind of get a sense that he knows what's going on and why his friend isn't there. And his mom has just like fully used him, not only as an alibi as to, my son just left out and he was going, to hang with a friend and he never came back home and he came up shot. You also used that and used at the same time, hey, tell your friend to come over and watch the movie at this time and blah, 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 and I'm leaving, just so your brother would know when and where he was going to be so he could follow him and capture his ass in the first place. She's ruthless. I love it. And this is, more of what I wanted. I never expected someone like Kanan to come from a do-gooder, sell a little drugs on the side, whole queen pin, but she's still, a sweet, reasonable woman. No, she had to be her to be Kaden's goddamn mama. We know who Kanan, not this little sweet boy from the show. I'm talking about Kanan. Kanan. Ghost Kanan. Yeah. But you guys, that was my review for both of these episodes. I am, enjoying the show so far. It is, a bit predictable for me because I guess I just watch too much shit. But I am not so, bothered that I'm not going to continue to watch and maybe continue to review and get a little bit more invested in the characters in the show. Please drop down and tell me if you want me to continue to review this show and if you did enjoy, my little commentary here. So I can give you guys some more of that, you know what I'm saying? But you guys, that was my review for episode 1 and episode 2. If I'm fucking with it, I'll be back for episode 3. But, drop down and let's get the conversation going. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.